Here's the clever little trick for pivoting your general ledger. The problem is that most general ledgers do not repeat the account numbers or account labels on every row. You can see here on row 2, rent expense is not repeated on rows 3, 4, 5, and 6. Office supplies expense is not repeated on rows 10 through 17. And insurance expense is not repeated on rows 21 and 22 in this simplified example. So here's how you solve that problem. I'm going to place my cursor in cell B3 and type equals. I'm going to hit the up arrow and then hit enter. Now what that does is it writes a formula that repeats the label above. So if you look in the formula bar, equals B2 is the formula that I've written. Now I'm going to copy that formula, and then the rest of it is simply highlighting the area where I want that formula to live. Now in this particular case, I can't just hit paste because that would overwrite the phrases total rent expense in row 7, office supplies expense in row 9, and so on. So what I have to do here is be clever and press the F5 key. The F5 key launches the Go To dialog box, and I'll click on the Special button. There's an option for selecting just the blanks, and I click blanks and click OK. And now you can see I've deselected in my paste range. I've deselected any cell that has data in it already. Now I can right mouse click and paste the results. And I've repeated the word rent expense in the 4 rows beneath, the word office supplies expense in the 7 or 8 rows beneath, and the phrase insurance expense in the 2 rows beneath. And this would work whether you're using 20 rows like I am here or 20,000 rows. It's the same procedure, just a bigger paste range, but everything else is exactly the same. And it only takes a few seconds once you get used to this. Now, the final thing we need to do is, because this results in formulas, and I'll show you, if I place my cursor on row 4, for example, in cell B4, and hit the edit key, you can see that's a formula. That's not a phrase. We want it to be the phrase rent expense. So I'll highlight column B, copy column B, and then I'll paste column B using the paste as values option. Now everything in that column is no longer a formula. It's all a phrase. You can see that same cell B4 is a rent expense, and all of these are phrases. Now you're just about ready to pivot. Let's keep going.